I have written a lot of press statements to refute this foreign government's unfair accusation. And I have come to the conclusion that to describe their actions, you could use three adjectives: double standards, hypocrisy, lies. In terms of double standards, it's very obvious, whichever way you look at it. Talk about national security. Every country puts national security at the very, very top. It's very important. If there's no national security, no sovereignty, there's no governance, and so on. So every country could have their own national security law and more than one piece of national security legislation. But when the National People's Congress Standing Committee passed a national security law for implementation in Hong Kong, they accused us. So this is double standards. Okay? Come to patriots administering Hong Kong. Every country requires their public servants, including politicians, to be patriotic. Okay? It's written into the constitution. It's the first thing that you have to take an oath and swear allegiance before you can take office. But then when we ask our civil servants to make an oath, to make a declaration that they are swearing allegiance to the Hong Kong SAR and uphold the basic law, they said that we are stifling freedom of speech. This is double standards. And then you talk about violence. Our police is highly civilized. After over 1 year of social unrest and riots and petrol bombs, hundreds of police officers were injured. But then when you look at the overseas government statements and Western media, they always accuse us of police brutality. Where is that police brutality? But when a policeman was attacked in their country, they said, what did they say? The Prime Minister said, this was disgusting. This is double standards. Okay, I can continue. There are a lot of examples where they are just displaying double standards in a very blatant way, without shame. Okay, hypocrisy. They said that they want to stand with Hong Kong people. Did they ever ask Hong Kong people, what do we want? We want peace and stability. We want to be able to go out and speak our mind. But for a long period, whenever people spoke their mind and having a position which was different from the rioters, they got attacked, they got burned. Did they say anything about these Hong Kong people? No. So they are very hypocritical. When they said they want to save Hong Kong people, oh, come to our country. They want our money, I think. If you look at overseas properties being sold in Hong Kong, if you look at how many of our developers have bought the whole office block in London, then you know why they now welcome Hong Kong people to go to their country. Finally, it's lies. Some of the things are really telling lies. It's not factual. It's not factual. The greatest lie is a joint declaration. Every time they accused us, especially from the UK, they said we breached, or China has breached the JD, the Sino-British Joint Declaration. If you ask them which article in the Joint Declaration, they are silent. They can't quote which article. They said election, democracy. There is nothing in the Joint Declaration that talk about democracy. There is something in the Joint Declaration about the chief executive being selected by consultation, not even election. But since 1997, on the first day, for the first chief executive, he was elected, which never happened to a governor pre-1997. So I will continue to use these three words to refute whatever they are saying about Hong Kong and about the People's Republic of China.